Hey folks, this is David Smith at Correctional Officer Lifestyle, coming to you with a video tonight about professionalism. Professionalism on and off the job. That is something that we preach in our profession. Notice I called it a profession because we are professionals. We are professional correctional officers. We are corrections professionals. That's how we refer to ourselves, is as professionals. Okay? I've got some notes written down here. I do not have my computer today, but I am, however, using a new gift that a friend of mine gave me. It is a Tonor condenser mic, because he says that my my vocals need a little bit of help. So we're going to see if this works. Hopefully it does. And thanks, man. Thanks for the early birthday present. All right. Professionalism on and off the job. When you think about professionalism, there's three things that immediately come to mind for me, okay? Number one, appearance. Number two, attitude. Number three, conduct, okay? How you look, how you speak, how you compose yourself, and how you act, okay? So, on the job, your appearance. How's your uniform look? Okay, if you come to work every day, razor creases in your uniform, people know that you've ironed your uniform. There is no doubt that you have ironed your uniform. You come to work every day with your boots polished. You come to work every day looking like you have well put together your uniform, like you have really spent some time getting it together, getting it right. You've got all of your measurements right for the regalia that you put on your shirt. Everything is just on point, okay? That is the mark of a professional. That is absolutely the mark of a professional, okay? Your grooming, okay? We have strict grooming standards in the state of Florida, okay? The beard cannot be more than 1/4 inch, and there's only a certain number of styles that you can have. You can't go to work looking like General Burnside from the Civil War. Okay, you can't have the bushy pork chop sideburns all the way down to here, nothing on your chin. There's certain regulations that we have. We also have fingernail length. Cannot exceed 1/4 inch beyond the tip of the finger. That's not necessarily for the guys. That's more for the ladies. Hair has to be natural color. Can't be anything outlandish. You can't come to work one day with blue hair. That's not acceptable. But yeah, the way you look, the way you groom yourself, the way your uniform looks. Okay, because, and I've heard several inmate interviews where the inmate is telling people how they turned staff, how they were able to manipulate staff into getting them what they wanted. And one of the things that they look for is a correctional officer that does not have his uniform put together and doesn't care anything about his grooming. Okay, you show that unprofessionalism, you show that unprofessional appearance and that unprofessional grooming, you become a target for manipulation. It happens. It absolutely happens. I've seen it. It happens. Now, second is your attitude. Okay? You come to work every day mad at the world. You come to work every day walking with your head down, looking like you're scanning the ground for the money that everybody dropped. People notice that, okay? They notice you're down. They notice you're having a bad day. And all of a sudden, the inmate that's trying to turn a staff member sees, oh, this guy's broke. We offer him money. He'll bring us whatever we want because we're helping him now. We're helping him more than his job. Okay, but if you come to work with your chest out, your head up, you are engaging with people, you are presenting a positive demeanor, regardless of what's going on at home, okay, you're presenting a positive demeanor, then the inmates that are trying to turn staff are probably going to leave you alone, okay? You become less of a target for manipulation with that positive attitude, okay? But you also want to remember that while we all have, and I have never I have rarely met correctional officers that don't swear when they speak. I have met a couple. One of them is a very, very, very good Christian brother of mine, and love the man dearly. He has retired from corrections, but we still keep in touch. We keep in touch through Facebook, and he's one of the few people that I have ever met out there that has never uttered a swear word that I have heard. Okay? No vulgarity, no profanity, no sexual innuendos, things like this. That is a mark of unprofessionalism when you do that. And the third thing, I'm not going to expand anymore on the attitude at work. Okay, everybody knows how to conduct themselves with a positive attitude. It's something that it's ingrained in all of us, whether it's ingrained as something we never do or it's ingrained as something we do. We all have it. Okay, but last, conduct. The way you conduct yourself, the way you handle yourself. Okay, I have often said, and I used to work as a sergeant in the drug treatment program, and they come in and they do what they call positive affirmations. They do affirmations in the morning where everybody stands up, introduces themselves to the entire dormitory, and gives a positive affirmation. And my favorite positive affirmation that I would give, because I would participate in that. I'm the sergeant of the dormitory. I'm just as much a part of that program as they are, because I'm responsible for making sure they get to the program on time, for making sure that they adhere to the program while they're in the housing unit. That's my job. At that point, my favorite positive affirmation is the measure of a man is not determined in how he conducts himself when things are good. The measure of a man is determined how he conducts himself when things are bad. In corrections, it is inherent that things will go wrong. The chief of security at my institution is famous for saying Murphy was a correctional officer. Okay, anybody that knows Murphy's Law knows that Murphy's Law states anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Murphy worked in corrections. There's no doubt. Okay, so some of the things that you can prevent a negative connotation when it comes to professionalism or unprofessional conduct while you're on the job is by playing on the radio. You key up that radio and start goofing off, making weird sounds and doing all sorts of weird stuff. That's unprofessional. You start hazing your new staff. That is unprofessional conduct. It's fun for the people doing the hazing. It's not fun for the one getting hazed. I get that, but it's unprofessional, and we need to not do it. It's not cool. Okay. There's a modicum of other ways that you can be unprofessional on the job, but let me tell you the best way that you can be professional on the job with your conduct is, like I've mentioned in several videos prior, gathering that intelligence, making sure that you're watching your inmate population, making sure that you're doing the right thing with your inmate population, making sure that you are crossing your T's, dotting your I's, make sure that your paperwork is perfect, make sure that your workstation is spotless, make sure that the inmates are keeping their area spotless, make sure the inmates have met all grooming and housing standards, making sure the inmates' needs are met, and doing so because it's the right thing to do. Integrity goes a long way when it comes to conduct, and I've said it over and over again. I have borrowed this line. I stole this line from one of my former wardens. Do the right thing for the right reason at the right time. That's integrity. Doing the right thing for the right reason at the right time. Doing the right thing all the time. There is no wrong time to do the right thing, and there is no right time to do the wrong thing. Okay? Do the right thing for the right reason at the right time. Now, professionalism off the job. The exact same things that apply to professionalism on the job apply to professionalism off the job. Appearance. Do you look like a bum when you're not at work? Do you bathe when you're not at work? Do you shave when you're not at work? Do you dress decent when you're not at work? If you're going out in public, do you wear clothes that have holes all over them, stains all over them, look like they haven't been washed in weeks, Do you present the appearance of somebody that is unemployed and living on the street, or do you present the appearance of somebody that is a professional in the career that they have chosen? I'm not saying you got to walk around in a suit. That is not what I'm saying. But if you're going out to dinner, a nice pair of jeans and a shirt, that's not going to hurt anything, okay? Professionalism, it goes a long way with your appearance, okay? Don't think for a minute that if somebody sees a correctional officer and they know this person is a correctional officer and they see this person out on the street looking like a bum, don't think that they're going to think, oh, corrections needs to be paid more so this guy can dress better. No, they're going to think, well, you know, that's how they all look. That's how they all act. You're a reflection on the entire organization, the entire profession. Especially if something happens and the news media comes around and they find out that you are a correctional officer. You have just painted a picture for the entire news media that's what correctional officers do when they're not at work. Okay? Attitude. Now, we have statements in our code of conduct in the state of Florida that say, I will treat all with whom I come in contact with civility and respect. And I will conduct myself in a disciplined manner at all times. Okay, so your attitude, how you treat people. I will treat all, not some, not most, not everybody but one. I will treat all with whom I come in contact with civility and respect. Civility and respect are the hallmarks of a professional attitude. If you regularly lose your temper and go off on people, cussing, screaming, yelling, and hollering, using profanity and vulgarity, you have just painted the entire profession of corrections with that. I'm just saying that's the way it is. You've done it. All right. Civility and respect. That's not saying you can't stand up and fight for what you believe in. That's not saying that you can't stand up and deal with somebody that has wronged you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. If somebody calls you and tells you that your vehicle is ready and you can come pick it up, and you drive 45 miles to the dealership to pick up that vehicle, and you get there and it is still on the rack with people working on it, yeah, you're genuinely going to be upset, and you genuinely have a right to be upset. What you don't have a right to do is go in there and show your tail and cuss and scream and yell and holler. Voice your displeasure. Absolutely voice your displeasure. Don't voice your displeasure with the receptionist. Voice your displeasure with their management. Do it professionally. Conduct yourself with civility and respect. Now, the conduct. Conduct yourself in a disciplined manner at all times. I think it goes without saying, the situation that I had before, if you conduct yourself in an undisciplined manner, go in there, yell, scream, cuss, holler, scream, whatever, with vulgarity and profanity laced coming out of your mouth, and people find out that you're a correctional officer, all of a sudden, every single correctional officer acts like that. All of us. We don't. But people are going to take that one experience with a correctional officer, and that's how we all act. That's it. That's how we all act. Okay? There are several things that my chief of security has said over and over and over again that you never see. Okay? You never see a county deputy or a state trooper outside in public in anything other than a full uniform if they're on duty, or if they're headed to work, or if they're coming home from work. They are always 100% in uniform. If they walk out of that house, they're in uniform. If they walk out of the house to go to work, they're in uniform. Every single time you see them, they are in a full uniform, unless they're off duty. If they're off duty, they don't walk around looking like bums. That is a professionalism trait. That is a severe trait of professionalism that our profession needs to adopt. We are professionals. Get it through your head. We are professionals. We need to act like it. Folks, that's all I got for this video. I know it's kind of a droll subject. It's kind of a seems like I'm preaching, which I kind of am, but guys, we're professionals. We need to act like we're professionals. All right. If you like the video, please make sure you hit the like button. You want to see more, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell for notifications when I post new videos, and engage with me, please. Give me some comments. I welcome the negative comments. Just make sure they're professional, okay? And don't air any of your agency's policies. Don't air any sensitive information, and don't air anything that's going to upset or in any way impact an ongoing investigation, okay? But hit me with your comments. I want to hear them. All right? Now, there is no place for domestic violence in this world. I've said this at the end of every video, but I mean it. There is no place for domestic violence in this world. A friend of my family's lost her life to suicide because she didn't see any other way out. There is no place for it. If you are the victim of domestic violence, or you know the victim of domestic violence, 1-800-799-SAFE. That is a domestic violence hotline. 1-800-799-SAFE. That's 7233. Okay? The people at the other end of that phone call have the tools, ability, and resources to help the victims of domestic violence. If you know the aggressor or the abuser in a domestic violence situation, say something to somebody. The worst thing you can do is nothing. And if you are the aggressor, remember, there's help for you too. First thing you got to do is admit that you need it. Second thing you got to do is ask for it. Help will be provided to you. All right? I am my brother's keeper. I am my sister's keeper. And love shouldn't hurt. This is David Smith at Correctional Officer Lifestyle. Y'all stay safe behind the fence. I'll see you in the next video.